I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Here.
All right, everybody. It looks like we should be good to go and up and running and everything. Sorry about that. Thank you all so much for joining. I am Raw Zim, and this is Fists of Furry Dungeons and Dragons.
It's one of those that can take a bottle of water and smash it in your mouth and that'd be done.
I think Rika's a little preoccupied at the moment. It is possibly going to be somewhat common tonight. There are some extenuating circumstances on her end. But that's okay. We'll still have fun.
It's gonna be a chill day.
Well, yeah, we're going to a ball. What could happen at a ball?
Well,
A lot of horrible things.
famous
We
last
actually
words,
had
Sam.
one. Actually, no, we had
Famous
two
last
balls on my Wednesday game this last couple days.
You had
And
2 balls.
on one of them, the guest Ivana, who it was her birthday, she was 18, a princess, fainted.
Eat your funny bone.
My fault. And the other one was cancelled when evil cultists attacked.
Oh, joy.
So, no, not a ball. Definitely not a ball. This is closer to a stag party, if anything.
Well, either way, thank you all for joining us, and
That
do
would
be
my
sure
cat
to...
flying away.
May the 4th be with you all.
Okay. Yo,
Rika, when you are
iced coffee. And it's
ready. So we're going to be having a special guest at the ball with us. Some of you may remember an elderly minotaur. She is Tato's
Beloved.
Tato
Beloved,
passed
yes.
out
Guest of
one
honor.
day, woke up in her house.
In her bed, be honest.
tied
Yeah,
up.
strapped to her bed. I don't know what the hell Tato was drinking. I don't know if he took any drugs. I don't know. I left through her window, and now I'm inviting her to the ball.
She will be ecstatic,
I'm
I am
doing it
sure.
because it's freaking hysterical, though.
Turlix has work tonight. Azuroth's computer decided to crap on him. Shenzi should be here eventually.
Soonish.
I mean, she was just talking to us in Discord not long ago, so she should be here. Maybe a moose got her.
That is a distinct possibility, actually.
Well, I'm aware. Why do you think I said it?
I'm just reaffirming your statement.
And maybe you kissed a moose, and you liked it.
No, they don't brush their teeth. Not my style.
Well, Dragon Cobalt, it is good to have you back here. And by the way, Jetlag Fur, thank you for the follow. We are just waiting on Rika. But that's okay. Because we can fill our time with idle banter. So, Tato, have you made any plans at a fancy hotel after the ball?
Do what now?
You know, you're taking her on a date. Now you gotta go get yourself a nice in-room and
I'm here.
continue treating her.
Okay, so here's the rundown. Because of things that are going on here at the house, some of which I've posted on the Discord, I only have like a third of the time I normally do for right now. So we're gonna have to jam through some stuff. and kind of limit the crosstalk if that's okay.
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 When you're ready with the recap.
I absolutely... Well, you guys technically finished the recap for me. Because my computer decided to turn off on me.
Oh.
Remember that? Because I remember that. That was a pain in my ass.
Remember?
I mean, the
Remember
recap...
Jawas?
The recap on this game.
Oh, long story short, the party got back from, let's see, what was it? Taking down the hydra?
No,
this was the Medusa.
The
And
Medusa.
the bees.
Right, the Medusa and the bees. The
bees.
Medusa who got glued to her horse and then killed by bees while she was blind, deaf, and dumb.
Our only regret is that the party did not get to see this.
Yeah, unfortunately. All they know is that they heard screaming, buzzing, and then nothing. The group then got back and saved and let the dwarves know what was going on. The party then received a sword from the dwarves. And from there, once they got back to Mulmister, they partied for a good 4 or 5 days. After
During which Tato forgot to buy new arrows and clean his weapons.
I didn't know there was going to be like 3 weeks between this session and last session. Okay?
And
If
then
it
we
were-
got some fan service. It was really quite delightful.
If it were within my power, I would have done that like the day after I got back to Mulmaster, and then left Mulmaster never to return because I don't like this town.
I would have to second that opinion.
Well, you're slowly becoming local celebrities.
Yes, we've noticed, and it's made things quite difficult, thank you.
More reason to leave.
We don't like the attention.
Nato's a
Well,
traveler
no,
by
interfering
heart.
with more
into
reasonable
a
and fully
town.
legal to associated work of business.
Yeah, I still need to go speak with a, it was a
Lawyer?
copyright attorney.
Yeah, you want to speak to a lawyer about suing the gift shop. You want to sue the gnomes. So that way Rika has to do the gnome voice in a friggin' courtroom.
You just want that to happen. You want that to be a gnomish version of fucking Matlock. That's all that
Gnomish
really is.
Phoenix Wright.
Is there a reason I shouldn't
Objection!
want that?
No, you can't do the gnome voice now.
Hold it!
You're gonna be...
Take that!
No.
Tato.
Do realize
Ding!
you do realize this is going to happen.
At some point, we'll have to. You know what? Since it's just the 3 of us tonight, we can go ahead and take care of that.
What? Are you serious? Let's take the gnomes to court. Okay.
Yes.
I know we've got a fancy party tonight and everything, but let's spend the morning in a courthouse.
You know what? You know what?
Courtroom.
I can do this. I will freaking do this. I'll set up an encounter, and if you guys manage to win the case, I will award the entire party experience points.
Woo! Wait, why the entire party?
Because I'm not letting you guys out XP earn other people.
Well, it's their fault for not joining.
No, their
Okay,
punishment is not getting to witness this live.
But freaking, you're on your own with this one. I don't agree with suing the gnomes just for using our likeness in toys without giving us a cut.
Hey, Zale, you want to join me? Because, I mean, there's lots of money at stake here.
Well, yeah, it would be your money, so what's it for me?
Well, if you join me in the case, then you get a share of the money.
Right, how much are we talking about?
60-40.
No, I'm talking numbers here. Have you not at least settled on a settlement to make? I mean, you've got to know these things before you go in.
We still got to go talk to the attorney.
Well, you haven't even figured out what you want for you going to talk with the big guy. No, that's wrong. You can't do that.
But I have to.
No, you've got to figure out what you want for then. I mean, you've do your research, figure out how much they're making on the things.
Well, that's why I
don't you
talked
just
to the
demand a royalty?
We could just demand eternal royalty on it. I'd be okay with that.
Well, see, here's the fun part. Zem still, or I should say Nem still needs a lawyer.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We go get a lawyer, we go talk to them, and then,
You know.
No, Chano.
Well, I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed to any sort of monetary compensation, mind. But I've got to know that you know what you're doing. See, if we bring this up with them and you don't got a case, it's usually the other party what countersues, and I'd lose money on that.
Hmm.
No, it's mostly a matter of you've got to make sure and I've got reasonable chances of making a killing off of it.
Well,
Otherwise, I'm
let's
not
find
interested.
the best attorney in the town.
Find out this attorney costs too much for the entire party.
You're probably not wrong. I mean,
Probably going to be like a goblin attorney.
My God.
You know what, Nem? I want you to go ahead and give me a, let's see, what would be best for finding things in a city?
That's
not
like
survival.
No, not
intelligence
survival.
gathering.
I would say knowledge local if it were Pathfinder, but
Yeah, and it would be streetwise if this was 4th edition.
not wrong.
Streetwise works off what? Wisdom?
Pretty much. Same one.
As much as I'm loath to suggest this, because I don't have proficiency in it,
Oh, it'll be
Investigation.
I'd say maybe an investigation check. If
Yeah,
anything.
investigation. That'll work. Go ahead, give me an investigation roll. By the
Now,
way,
see, if
for
any was
those
to
of you-
compensate me right up and in front, I might be able to make a bit of a search for you on that. Seeing as I'm compensating it and everything.
for those of you
Hey,
listening
not
on
mine.
for those of you listening on the Twitch channels, you're about to see a wonderful thing as I am going to be pulling 95% of this crap out my ass as we play.
That's the place to find it.
You're you're about to see the actual skill that I have as a DM. All right, so Nim, go ahead and give me an investigation.
Zale,
please.
I got 15
No,
gold.
no help. No help.
Or if 50 an hour would be more than adequate compensation, assuming I can find something.
Okay.
Or say 10 gold up front for the attempt and 50 if I'll find one.
I only have 28.
Well, I mean, I suppose I'm not doing anything else important this afternoon, so what do you say we do the 10 gold up front and 25 total if I'll find them?
Sounds good.
Rico, will you allow?
I'll allow if you're offering financial aid.
Alright, running an investigation check. Everybody brace for the 2, which for me is a failure. Rolling it on the tower.
Holy crap, dude.
Now, see, I know this guy, and he's great at what he does. I'm pretty sure he can help us with it.
What did he get? Come on.
He rolled a natural 20.
Woo!
Wait, why didn't the roll show up?
Because I rolled in the tower.
He rolled it in the tower so only I can see it.
I will happily give him the other 15.
All right, so you are going to be able to find a lawyer. You are going to be able to find an experienced lawyer.
Experience.
This guy, he's helped out with a lot of my mates when they get into trouble, and I'll promise you he's got at least a 60% success rate. Which I know it doesn't sound that high, but considering the cases he takes, that's quite significant, it is.
Well, congratulations. That 25 is automatically going to make it to where your lawyer automatically has the lawful alignment.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to find in my line of work. I've got to say, this guy's a real gem.
Next up, I am going to count this as just a straight luck roll. Nim, I want you to roll me percentile dice. From 0 to, let's say, 33% is one section. 34 to 66% is a second section. 67 to 100 is a third section. That is a 43. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun as hell.
I think OBS broke again.
What do you mean?
Because it's just going real slow. Oh, okay, I see the 43 now.
I just rolled the 43. And that's not OBS, that's just Twitch. It's always got a delay.
Alright.
Alright, so... the roll that I just had you do was for the second half of your lawyer's alignment.
Oh dear.
With your roll, you've managed to roll up a lawful, neutral lawyer.
That's great.
That can be great. This means he will follow the letter of the law.
Yeah, this means that what the law says goes, and he's not going to try to finagle anything past that.
Exactly. So he's not going to cheat us, but neither is he going to twist
Kinda-
things in our favor.
Yeah.
I will state I have actually made a lawful neutral lawyer bard, and he was scary.
Lawyer bard sounds scary.
They are.
Lawyer goblin. He's got to be a goblin lawyer with a Southern American accent.
Oh, I already... Well, actually, we could roll for race as well.
Get the goddamn dog!
Pizza's here.
Pizza.
That's your indication that pizza is here?
That, well, yeah, I know that pizza was ordered, and that it was on its way to being delivered. And anytime anyone comes to the house, even if they live here, the dogs will bark their freaking heads off, like
Thank
somebody
you.
just
Please.
choked out one of the family members. It's the dogs are idiots. The frickin' idiots.
It's a redundant statement,
Yeah,
my
I
friend.
know. Yeah.
Hey, Bueezels, thank you very much for the 25 bits.
Yes, thank you for that. Love you. Okay, let's see. For races. Okay, I'm going to set up a list on my computer screen here. This is actually not visible to the stream. Let's see, let's have that one. Let's have that one.
Oh god, a half-orc lawyer, a
Let's-
goblin lawyer.
Let's have that one.
I'm hoping for some gnome on gnome action myself.
Tato-
no action.
Or how about
that
wait,
one?
a halfling lawyer?
Let's
Ooh,
go
there we
that
go.
one.
I
Let's
mean,
go
the one I
that
made was
one.
halfling, so.
Let's go
Elf.
that one.
If you want to be boring, a half elf. If you want to be even more boring,
Let's go.
a human. If you want to be the most
that
boring.
One. Let's go that one.
I want a kobold one.
For
They've got a natural
Kobold
hatred for gnomes, so...
Okay.
God.
Does
I-
anything
I-
not have a natural hatred for gnomes?
other gnomes, but even that's kind of iffy. I currently have 10 races listed here.
I'm gonna roll the 1d10 on this one.
Rolled. Oh goody! Oh goody!
Oh, no.
Oh, goody goody. Race number 10 is Dragonborn. Oh, goody goody goody.
Lawyer. We're gonna have the beefiest lawyer in the town.
Oh, goody goody.
So Zale will
Oh.
lead you up to the building he's in. Right, so admittedly, when you get your first look at him, he doesn't look much like a lawyer, but actually that's part of his charm. See, everyone underestimates this fellow. He's damned good at what he does.
And let's see, what shall his name be?
This fella.
I'm gonna give him a really dorky name.
He's got little itty bitty spectacles that keep falling off his snout.
Like they're made for a human. They're not made for dragon. They don't have dragonborn glasses.
You know what? His name's gonna be Jared.
Jared!
Hey Rika, we've got a question in the chat.
Yes.
About 4th edition.
Yes.
He is a cosmic sorcerer, and he got a dual implement spellcaster. What weapon should they use?
If you're a dual implement spellcaster, what you're going to want to do is look for implements that kind of work off of each other rather well. What is your primary spellcaster implement? While they're writing that up, the sign outside the lawyer's office pronounces in bright red lettering, Jared T. Blaze Scale, Esquire.
Oh, by the way, Tato's joining with you just because he wants to see how this plays out.
Alright, so automatically gonna have a plus.
He says
2
Staff
there.
of Ruins.
Okay, Staff of Ruins. If that is a two-handed staff, then dual implement is not going to work very well. What you may need to look into is switching over to a wand, or a wand and an orb, just something like that, because that can actually increase your casting ability. But that really depends on your DM at that point. All right, now Zim. Next thing I want you to do,
Oh no.
I need you to roll me 6d10. No, wait, hold on, not 6d10. That's too much. Well, actually, no, those numbers are fine. Okay, I'll run with that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's...
Is that how much we're suing for?
No.
Okay.
He
Probably how old
says
he is.
if he's going orb, what orb should he take? Or she?
Wow, you actually got really lucky on that one. I'm not sure exactly what type of caster you're working with. I know you said celestial or something to that effect. But I need to know if that's conjuring, evocation, or what. The 6d10 I just had you roll was actually for his stats. So with the Dragonborn bonuses already added in, these are Jared T. Blaze Scale Esquire stats. He has a 17 in strength, a 17 in dexterity, a 19 in constitution, a 14 in intelligence, a 13 in wisdom, and a 20 in charisma.
This guy is stacked.
No, don't let his scales fool you. This guy's got a silver tongue much shinier than mine is, so do not underestimate him.
Shake, you should go ahead and join our Discord. There's a link to it in the description, or you can run !Discord in the chat here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is the stream? Okay, it was just paused for me for a moment. You should join the Discord and talk with Rika later.
You could eat 2 medium pizzas all by yourself.
Probably.
Which is bad.
I'd keep myself from doing it, but I would want to.
bad. Bad boy.
I like the fact that the lawyer you guys got has only a +2 in intelligence, but he's incredibly charismatic.
Which is exactly why Zale would recommend him. Honestly, it doesn't matter what the fucking law says as long as the guy knows how to charm the crowd.
Exactly. Let's see. Languages. He can speak Common. He can speak Elven. Let's say he can speak, of course, Draconic because, well, Dragonborn. And I'll also give him, you know what? Since he's a lawyer, I'm also going to give him Abyssal.
This is very appropriate.
All right. Skills. Well, that's going to come into play later.
You want to mention?
Let's see.
What are the gnomes gonna do? A trial by combat?
No, but we will need to know his diplomacy and intimidation rolls.
I'm just kidding, because it sounds ridiculous.
This is going to be one of the greatest things ever.
Yes, I am thoroughly looking forward to it.
Jared is here to take the case. Go, Jared! 25 bits.
Go, Jared, get him some jewelry.
He went to Jared.
Oh, now I've got to say that's not necessarily a bad idea, but Zales has a much better selection.
Ha! All right. As you enter the office, the law offices of Jared T. Blazescale Esquire, you can't help but notice there is the small lingering scent of sandalwood candles just wafting in the air.
Scent of what?
Sandalwood candles.
Do you not know what sandalwood smells like?
Not really.
It is one of the most glorious scents in the world. You are missing out.
It's one of the good ones. I'm gonna get onto the Khadgar because I need to see what's being said in chat.
I'm getting Shake to get in Discord and PM you later, so we can focus on D&D.
Okay. While okay, I am pausing both streams because I don't need the feedback. Okay.
You don't need that access.
No, I don't have access. Yes, Hawthorne Gregorio. Jared T. Blazescale Esquire. As you walk in, you see a rather large oak desk. It has a small stack of papers on it. There is a small bowl with different, very brightly colored things inside of it, all wrapped in little bits of almost clear paper. But there is a little bell standing there at the desk, and from somewhere, you're not quite sure how it's happening, but from somewhere you can hear soft jazz music.
Zale will ignore the bell and just call out, "Oi, Jared, you in here?"
From somewhere in the back of the office, you hear a rather nasally female voice. Ring the bell, please.
Oh, don't want to ring this bell. It's got an annoying little tinkly sound. Just tell Jared to get out here.
Sir, if you wish to be assisted, please ring the bell.
Fine.
Tato rings the bell. like right before Dale does, just to annoy him.
There. See, we did it. So now, is that better?
A single ding rings through the office as a halfling woman with half spectacles comes shuffling from a back room holding a folder.
Oh my god, it's Edna mode. That's all I can think.
Welcome to the Blaze Scale Law offices. My name is Mildred. How can I help you?
Yes. No, we met last week. No, just get Jared out here. I've got a case for him.
She kind of slides her half spectacles up her nose and stares up at you. Excuse me, do I know you, sir?
No, you don't. Just Jared. Right, no, Jared.
Do you have an appointment, sir?
Yeah, I'll do. Just ask Jared, he knows. Tell him that Mr. Argent is here for him.
I'm sorry, what was the name? And she
Argent,
she reaches behind the desk, grabs
No,
it,
hey, I'll write it for you, so you can't get it wrong. You know what? Fuck, just take this here note. He'll scribble on a piece of paper, right back to him, and he'll remember right away.
She takes the note, kind of looks at it through her spectacles, looks at it over her spectacles. I'll be right back, sir.
Yeah, you do that.
She slowly gets up from her chair and shuffles back towards an office door. She disappears behind it, and you wait for what feels like 10-15 minutes. The door opens, and she comes kind of toddling back out, shuffles back, gives a slight grunt as she sits back in her chair. He asks if you have an appointment, sir.
Yes, Traxia, no capes.
No. It's just a serious question here. Did she leave her appointment ledger out while she was away?
You know what? We will let the fates decide that. You have a 50-50 chance on a d20 roll.
I like highs.
Okay?
I like highs too.
And you got it! Congratulations. Yes, the ledger was,
Okay.
was
A
out on the
deception
desk.
check. Again, I'll roll
Sleight
it
of
out.
hand.
Sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand.
Okay, I can do that as well. Forge, close to her writing, put his name in there. No, it's right there in your books.
She
I've got an
picks up,
appointment right now.
she
I mean,
picks up,
admittedly, we arrived a bit early, but it's a polite thing to do.
she picks up the ledger, looks at the name, looks at the time, gets up out of her chair, steps over to a window and looks at a small sundial sitting there. Actually, sir, you're about 5 minutes late. If you would like to enter the offices now, you may.
No, we
My
were
God.
early. It's just never mind. Let's go. Come on.
She, allow me to escort you to his office. This way, please. As she begins her slow shuffle towards the door.
Tato's just watching this all go down and just laughing his ass off.
We have an
That's not
ethereal
happening
influence
every time.
redeemed.
Every time.
Oh?
Hawthorne says that Jared now speaks in a southerner accent. Now, sir, I say that this is a direct hindrance to my authority.
Hold on.
You sure you want to do this?
Southern accent.
Do you know what you've done?
Louisiana accent. Georgia. I don't know.
Hawthorne, are you sure you want to do that?
Oh, it's too late. Influence has been used.
I can refund it. I haven't
Nope, it's too
accepted
late.
it yet.
It's too late.
Okay.
As Mildred reaches the door, which took a good 2-3 minutes, considering how slow she shuffles, she raps on the door twice with a small wrinkled knuckle. From inside, I say, Mildred, about time you turn them boys loose in here. Go on, open that door then.
This is Tato laughing, by the way. Everything about this is great.
Mildred slowly opens the door and allows you entry in, closing the door behind you. As she closes the door, you can hear her speaking under her breath, but you can't quite make out what she said.
No.
I can.
Not even with a roll?
You can attempt it.
I'll attempt it.
Some of us have already rolled in the tower.
I trailed behind.
Let's do it in the open unless Rika specifically asks for the tower.
All right.
I don't know what this tower is.
It's in the
It's in the
bottom
bottom.
right corner. That's only the GM see the results. We use it all the time in my Wednesday game because it's funny.
Oh, I see it now. Okay, now I know. Oh, the dice tower. Okay.
Yes.
And we have another redemption.
Oh boy!
Oh no.
Oh dear.
I didn't hear anything.
Anir.
He's too busy laughing his ass off.
Yeah. Too busy laughing my ass off to actually notice because everyone has a wonderful accent. I love it.
Anir says, this is too good to just be left as a one-off. Here's an investment to make Jared and his agency recurring characters in the adventure.
Hey, we definitely will need a lawyer eventually.
Jared's gonna be held on retainer. Oh boy. Okay.
We can actually say, I have a lawyer, and we can mean it.
Don't make me get my lawyer. He's a Dragonborn and he's Southern. All right. So as Mildred goes to walk away and close the door, you can hear her mutter under her breath. He's got some really weird friends these days. I don't know why his mother didn't stop him from becoming a sports player like his brother.
Wow.
You
Oh,
heard
this
nothing,
is-
Tato. As the door closes, you're met with high oak bookcases. There is a globe of the realm sitting in a corner. Off to one side on a small I guess you could say almost an end table, is a rather nice and ornate drinking set. The large decanter has a gold amber liquid inside of it. And sitting behind the desk, in his immaculate white three-piece suit, sits a gold-scaled dragonborn, reading through some notes. His spectacles continually fall off of his face, as there are no arms to attach them to his head, and he keeps replacing them, eventually just holding them in place with one finger while he reads.
It's gotta be obnoxious.
Hello! We have a grave injustice that needs to be righted, and we need your help.
No. You need help.
No, you!
Okay, this is all you. I'm just here to watch and laugh.
To blotch?
I said watch.
It's to blave. It means to bluff. As you two are bickering, the Dragonborn slowly removes his finger, causing the spectacles to fall off of his face once more and clatter to his desk. Now see here, boys. Why don't you quit it with that lip flapping and have yourselves a seat so we can get down to the brass tacks, as it were.
I will climb up into one of the seats and sit in it. You know.
Well, ain't that just the darndest thing I ever did see? He turns to Zale. I say, boy, does that there doggy do any other tricks?
Oh, no, yeah, he's quite talented, actually. We've got this nice lady what's training him up right proper. I think he'd like her. She's got a lot of southerly, mannerisms and such.
He's learning a new trick right now, and it's called suing people.
Well, I say that there is a rather good trick if he has the skill for it, sir.
Oh, See if he even
No,
has a
see,
kiss.
he's actually the one that wants your services today, so I'm just acting as intermediary, if you will.
Hawthorne wants
certainly
Jared to
will,
wear Hawthorne wants Jared to wear a bolo tie.
Well, of course he's wearing a bolo tie. It's made of red satin and has gold. What are they called? Gold ends on it. The little
Tassels?
gold tassels on it, and the
That's a
little
word that works at
brooch.
least.
The brooch that holds it together is actually a small dragon head.
I believe that they are anglets.
That also makes
Aglets.
sense.
Yes,
Aglets.
they are gold aglets. Yes.
Ah,
I learned that word from Phineas and Ferb.
I did too.
You're both nerds.
Shut up, non-nerd. Yeah, you're in the minority now. Poito you, sir.
Oh no, I'm the minority! It's the 99% ganging up on the 1%!
Now, that's another case for another time, boy. But for right now, what can this humble Dragonborn do for you?
There's a shop in town that is making money off of our likeness without permission.
Oh, is there, sir?
Yes.
Now, what store might that be?
The gift shop.
You know the exact
So,
name?
there are at least 5 gift shops in this here town.
Okay,
You're gonna
out of
have to be a
character.
little more specific,
Rico, why haven't you let me visit these other gift shops?
because I knew you'd want to if I mentioned them.
Well, now I do.
See, what? Look at the jar of worms you just opened up.
Can of worms.
Nah, it's a jar. It's a mason jar of worms. We're dealing with
Doesn't
a
exactly
southerner.
have canning yet, I don't think.
But we're dealing with a southerner. And
And
mason
that.
jar, that's what you drink moonshine at.
What is the name of the one I went to?
What?
What is the name of the one I went to?
Well, the gnomes that worked there were the Didiny brothers.
Of course they were.
I will
So,
relay that information to him. The Diddy
going-
brothers.
The gnome guys.
So, I'm going to put in the table chat the name of the gift shop.
It's the Diddy store.
I feel violated by that name. I feel violated.
Oh. Oh, God.
I tell him that it's the Diddy store.
It's still funny. Okay, I put some further information in the table chat for you.
Thank you for the follow, Angerbot.
Yes, thank you for that. So, you saying that upon entering this establishment that has the name the Diddy Store, that they indeed had items that bared your likenesses?
Bared all our like.
In fact, I picked up a few of them for proof. And I'll pull out my different plushies of the party.
That's another trick he has. We have no clue where he keeps all this crap at.
Saddlebags.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure he just pulls it out of his ass.
They're in saddlebags on either side of my body.
Yeah, but no, see, they're not that large. I mean, there's no way you're storing all this stuff in those.
So
I'll just
let
give
me
you a
get
big
this
grin.
straight. Let me get this straight, son. You would like to sue the Diddany store for selling items that bear your likeness.
That is correct. We wish for royalties.
Well, having a go at this here children's toy, I can see that it does bear a striking resemblance to one of your party. Had you earned any residual from this sale, sir?
We have gotten nothing from them. Except a lot of lip.
Well, I dare say lip won't get you a cup of grog in this town.
Exactly.
Well, if and you go to the right district, it might, but not in most balls, sir.
Hideo has to like sit in a corner because otherwise he would distract everything. He's just sitting far away from the rest of the party, just listening in and laughing his ass off.
Now, if and I do take on this case, I will, of course, require that I be given compensation, provided I am able to win this here case. Are you prepared to pay that fee, sir?
Yes, I was thinking if we win, you get a share of the royalties. So it's long-term income.
Now, you realize that technically that counts as bribery and I could have you arrested, sir.
What?
That does not count as bribery. That is actually a good...
You are promising ongoing payment for a promising outcome for your case.
Isn't that what we're supposed to do?
That's how we hire you.
Sir, you are attempting to argue with a man of the law.
Okay. Well,
You
I
gotta remember,
have...
he's a dog. He doesn't understand much yet.
I have
What?
some sticks. I've got a ruby. I have a bag of assorted gems.
Nim, let Zale take over. Please
Zale?
let
No,
Zale take
this
over.
is entirely too hilarious. I want to watch it for a bit longer.
You know what? You know what? You know what? You're right.
He's got 4 paws. Let's see if he can stick all 4 of them in his mouth.
Yes, I am willing to compensate you for your services.
Very well, sir. Now, should you win this case, what were you expecting in ways of royalties?
Well, I was hoping for your, your support and information on that. I mean, you obviously do know more about this than I do. What would you think is fair?
Sir, this is Mole Master. If the crime doesn't involve robbery or murder, typically it never goes to court.
In that case, I will say 30% of past and future profits.
So you, sir, are looking for reparations for prior sales. Is
Yes.
that correct?
And future. I am willing to allow them to continue this, but they have to pay us for it. It is our likeness and our deeds in this town to help everybody that
This
has
is only for
caused
the
them to
Nim
even
toy.
make money this.
This is only for the Nim toy. This isn't even for the rest
No,
of us.
I'm going for the whole party. As the party leader,
You're not a leader of anything. You're the party's nose.
I have 2 followers. How many do you have?
Wait, I've not seen these followers. If you could point them out to me at some point, I'd appreciate it.
You
He's
did not
talking
see...
about- He's talking about the poor animals that are shackled to him by magical means.
Okay, God, what
I'm
about
I treat them very well.
Oh yeah, well, when's the last time you've cleaned the poop?
I feel that's an incredibly personal question and would like you to mind your own business there, Tato.
No, I meant like clean the horse's poop up from the shed or whatever.
Oh, that's a
Once
good
again-
point. I didn't even think about the horse, so that makes 3 followers.
To be fair, the horse is awful dumb.
It is, but
And the other 2 are somewhat ensnared by divine intervention, if you
And then
will.
there's Paint Chips. Paint Chips is just Paint Chips.
Well, Paint Chips isn't a follower. Paint Chips is a mascot.
I wish
He's the
Shenzi
goddamn
was
mascot.
here.
It's the perfect
Shenzi would
mascot.
support me.
So that's about how things went at last Wednesday's game, because the twin of my character who's supposed to keep him in line wasn't there.
Paint Chips would be perfectly happy staring at Mason work licking the grout. So,
Not wrong.
so let me get this straight. Once everything is said and done, you're expecting to receive money from the Diddany store equal and up to and including reparations for past sales and 30% of all future sales. Do I have that correct?
Yes.
Well, sir, once I have won this case, my normal fee, mind you, is roughly 50 gold per day spent on this case. Have you money for this, sir?
I have gems.
Do you
Yeah.
know the value of said gems, sir? As he says that, you see his fingers kind of tint upon his desk,
I've
and
got.
he clicks his nails together, an odd sparkle in his eye.
I have assorted gems, a bag of them, worth at
bag?
least one day.
You see him kind of crane his neck to look over the edge of the desk. He gives a slight cough and adjusts his bolo tie. Might I see one of these gems, sir?
I will pull out my ruby that I have.
How?
Huh?
How?
Magic.
Bullshit.
You know what? Tato's like,
Zale, if you
Tato.
would be so kind. Actually, no, Tato. If you would be so kind.
He's learning! Oh, good God, he's finally learning!
Careful, it's learning.
Tato, it's in this pouch right here under my nose. If you could just pull it out, please.
I ain't putting my hand anywhere near your mouth. You can go. I'm sorry, I can't say- You
It's
can
on
go
my
folk.
chest right here. It's just.
Yeah, no, I'm not stupid. I'm not putting any part of me within biting reach of you.
I will not bite you. I
Better
give you
not,
my
but There's a
word.
lawyer right here. I'll sue you immediately.
Oh,
And
I'd
unlike
do it
you,
too.
I have the money for it.
Oh, I'd do it too.
I like this guy.
Injury cases are my forte, you see.
Nice.
No, he's not wrong.
All right, so I dig into the bag, and I pull out all the gems, and I line them up on the table for inspection.
You hear Jared kind of cough and clear his throat, and his fingers give this slight wiggle as they reach forward.
Hey, after you win,
Oh yeah,
Well,
Tato also puts 2 platinum pieces on the table, and he's just like, it's worth it to see how this goes.
Investigation check from Zale, I assume is what you would like for him to determine the value of the gems.
I don't think
Uh.
that's investigation, is it?
Investigation is the best we have. There's no.
Exactly, Drax. Careful, it's learning.
Oh, there's no what you
There's
call it?
no appraisal.
Appraisal. That's the word I was looking for. I knew it started with an A.
Unless you want an intimidation check for it.
Intimidation check.
What are you worth?
Yeah, intimidate the gems.
Intimidate the gemstones.
All right, I have a question,
Yes.
and it might be a little racist to ask, but I figure you're the best person to ask it.
Are you asking this in character, or are you asking
I'm
me
asking the
this?
character. I'm
Okay.
asking the character.
I'll just associate
Is it-
myself from
is it
this
true that-
seal here.
Is it true that Dragonborn can eat gems?
Jared kind of bristles at this, sits back in his chair with a harumph. I say, sir, are you attempting to impugn on my dignity, sir?
No. Is that a no?
Well, it's not entirely untrue.
You see, that's why I said it might be a little racist to ask.
Indeed it was, sir.
Okay, now I know not to ask again.
It is a stereotype for a reason.
Mm.
But, yes, so, some of my kin do tend to eat gemstones.
That's
You,
cool.
you see his eyes dart from you to the table and back to you.
That's cool, actually. I don't know why it's such a bad stereotype.
Wait, do we have a deal? Dragonborn are tempted, yes.
Oh god, this is reminding me of a situation that happened in real life.
Jared kind of tilts his head up and away, and you hear him clear his throat once more. Well then, gentlemen. It seems we have ourselves an accord here. Now, to seal the deal, as it were, can I interest you gentlemen in a drink? And he motions towards the end table with the decanter and glasses.
Oh, definitely.
Do you have a bowl?
You don't
Jared-
need a bowl here. You just tilt your head back. I'll
Jared
handle
kind
it
of
for you.
blinks at you. I'm sorry, so a bowl?
Well,
I would
I'm gonna...
recommend it if you try it with the shot glass, it'll just splash it all over the floor. I've seen it
Yeah.
happen.
I'm gonna hold up one of my paws and be like, you know, no thumbs to hold the glass?
Right. Jared,
I've got this copper chalice thing that I can't get rid of.
Since
where'd
when did you get
Oh
a
yeah!
copper?
Oh yeah, he has a copper cup that's not worth anything.
Yeah, it has that motif of the Medusa before she became a Medusa.
Oh yeah.
Or her court, at least.
Now, where in the non-hells did you procure such a strange bauble, sir?
Oh, no, see, it was just lying around in this dusty, empty room. I thought I'd liberate it.
Go ahead and give me a bluff check.
You can't just
was
say
empty
I
when we were
stole
done
it.
with it.
All right, this is going to go against his insight, which is based on wisdom. He only has a +1 in it.
No, honestly, I'm trying to find a good home for it.
Oh, he
if
believes
you're,
you.
If
He
you're
believes you
interested.
wholeheartedly. Well,
So
I'm
there's
not.
not a market for these items just now, and it's not exactly my taste, neither.
Well, I can understand that. That is a rather gaudy bit of baublery. Honestly, I don't even think I'd want it for my collection, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, nah, I can't blame you. I mean, Or I've had an historical expert tell me about this in what's on it, and it's not all that interesting.
So, like, does each gem have a different flavor? Is this like he grabs a sapphire? If we're like, I don't even know what gems we have. I just know they're assorted gems. He grabs a sapphire. Does this one taste like blue raspberry? Like, and he grabs a ruby. Is this cherry? I don't know.
Jared stands up from his desk, the chair giving a slight as he does so. You are treading on some rather thin ice, my aquatic friend.
Oh.
But yes, it does.
I'm only asking because it's good to know these things.
You are a monster hunter.
As Jared stands, you can't help but notice the size of the belt buckle on Jared's pants.
Does it draw your eyes down?
Hey, Tato, his eyes are up there.
Like, excuse me, I need to step out. Tato just steps out, closes the office door behind him, and he lets out a roaring laughter.
From where you're standing behind the door, you can see bespectacled eyes. You can see bespectacled eyes peering over the desk. Excuse me, sweetie, are you feeling okay?
Tato gives her a thumbs up while laughing.
She straightens some papers on the desk and goes about her business. Meanwhile, inside the office, Nim and Zale, you can't help but notice that that the belt buckle is about the size of a large tea saucer, and it has a depiction of somebody astride a griffin swinging a lasso above their head.
Can I give you an Arcana
Wow.
check to determine if it's a magical item?
Okay, you can't tell.
I remind you that is a fumble.
That's only with your weapon.
This is good to know. And I feel like you've told me before.
Technically, you cannot fumble or crit skill checks. It is simply to the degree
yes,
in which
but-
you succeed or fail.
Usually I play with rules where those are the case because it's hilarious. Still, noted.
Well, yeah, if the number's incredibly low, and it's for something like jumping, climbing, or you know, skiing things, then yeah, that's going to cause some funny stuff. But you're just trying to use finger wiggling to see if the belt buckle is magic. It is. You cannot tell. The belt is not only emblazoned with someone astride a griffin swinging a lasso, but the words "We're bigger in Mulmister" is engraved into the belt buckle.
Is this guy supposed to be Doug Dimmadome, by the way?
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dinsdale Dimmadome!
Yeah. Is he supposed to be Doug Who are you deriving this Dragonborn from? I gotta know.
It's a mixture of stuff.
Okay.
It's a mix of Texan stereotypes, Matlock, the space chicken lawyer from Futurama, and a little bit of Doug Dimmadome.
I love
It's a fun little concoction of those four things.
I love him.
And we have him on retainer now, so you'll love him forever.
As the Dragonborn goes stepping towards the table, you'll hear a slight ching, ching, ching. As he moves from behind the desk, you notice that he is wearing rather gaudy-looking boots with spurs on the back.
Oh my god.
Wow.
He lifts up the decanter in one hand, pops it open, you hear a soft boop, and he wafts the decanter under his nose.
Right now, the song I've got randomly playing is Click Clock Wood, a remix of it, and it sounds just like an old-timey Western bar song.
Yes! Yes!
It just happened to come on right now.
Beautiful. Now, he grabs some of the glasses with his other hand and brings the decanter and the glasses back to the table, setting them down with solid thuds on his oak desk, and pours a little bit in each of the cups. He holds the decanter up. Here's to a successful case, and hopefully our future partnership.
I will look at from the glass to him and back to the glass and be like, yeah.
So we'll throw in a persuasion check just to give a good impression on this. Which, you know, he doesn't do terribly great at, but I'll give you what I've got.
He's
All right.
stupid, but he actually has a case.
What is
He's
your
kind of half
intelligence,
grimacing,
Tato?
half smiling, just, yeah, I know, it's ridiculous, but just roll with it, mate. This will be good.
That depends on the encounter shaked. It could be possible. Well, if he's doing where's XP? I'm willing to bet that he's giving the full amount of XP to each player instead of dividing it up among the party.
That
Like-
will do it.
Like if there's 5 people in the party and the encounter gives you 500 experience points, each member of the party should only get 100 experience points apiece. If each member of the party gets 500, that is a rather large number to give them.
It's a lot.
I am being called on Facebook Messenger.
Uh-oh.
I declined the call.
Yay!
All right, let's see here. I'm kind of catching Shinzi up on what's going on.
Is she laughing? I hope she's laughing.
Yeah, be sure to mention how horrible everybody's being to me.
I helped you.
Grudgingly.
I didn't want you to bite me.
Hawthorne, I am gonna ban you from the chat if you keep that up. Black. Oh, wait.
He's not really gonna ban you.
No, I'm not.
Now I need to see so I can do it. If I had more coins to spare, we could do so many things with Jared while he's in the early character building phase. That's very true. That's very true. And oh man, that'd be funny as hell too. All right, so
I would say that would just be a minor influence, Draxian.
oh god, oh god. You know what? I'm not even gonna make that an influence.
He just has it.
Hey Tato, are you gonna come back in and join the toast?
Yeah, I'll come in and join the toasts.
Alright,
And like, Tato will look like he has been crying. Like there are tears dripping off of his face from how much he's been laughing.
Oh, it's okay, Tato. We'll get our justice soon. Don't you worry, buddy. We'll get justice.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, by the way, I also, like, while they were counting up gems, I put 2 platinum pieces on the table for the lawyer.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure I update that.
Tato, if you could put those back in my pouch for me, I'd appreciate it.
But they're for the lawyer.
Well,
If
yeah,
he
but
wins.
he said after he wins, yeah.
Oh, okay. I take it back.
Let's say it's not a terrible idea to give him the platinum pieces as a retainer of sorts.
All right. So as you sit, Jared is just going through the toast. Instead of pouring his own glass, he instead takes a quick swig from the decanter itself, and then replaces the cap on it and sets it on his desk. From there, he sits back in his chair. You can hear it kind of groan under his weight. He reaches down to the side. He puts a rather large hat on his head and gives a flick to the brim, causing it to tilt backwards. Now then, boys. All we need is a court date. Mildred! I say Mildred! Nothing happens for a short while. And, Jared kind of waves his hand in the air. She's a loyal one, that one, but, she's getting a little slow in her advanced age, you see.
I like her. She's funny.
Well, you'd be the first, sir.
Nah, he's got to know how to work with her. That's it.
Well, she used to work for my father when he had his practice here. And when I took over, I suppose I inherited Mildred as well. It takes a good 3-4 minutes, but the door slowly opens and a bespectacled halfling looks in. What can I do for you, sir? Mildred, if you would be so kind as to contact the local constabulary and let them know I am in need of a courtroom and an impartial judge.
Shouldn't
Now
all judges be impartial?
This is Molemaster, boy. If it can't be bought, it ain't worth selling. Remember that.
So what you're saying is we should go bribe the judge.
What?
Kidding.
You realize?
Kidding.
I was about to say. You were about to suggest bribing the judge to a lawful, neutral lawyer. I can't begin to tell you how many things could go wrong with that. Oh boy, Lady Divine Knight's here.
Yeah, I made sure to ping her in my server. This is very important that she's here to witness us suing the gnomes. And just us having to listen to this courtroom case. Because I'm gonna laugh so hard today.
Thank you, Weasels, for the extra 50 bits.
Drax, just to let you know, you were already talking about dropping the 30 bits, and since it was such a minor thing, I went ahead and gave it to him in expectation of that 30, just to kind of move things along. It's really no big. It's really no big. It's a wonderful aesthetic thing. All right, so Mildred. She leaves the room, Now, what were you boys planning on doing prior to said court date?
Well, there is this ball.
Not a ball, mind. It's more of a dinner party, honestly.
Oh, were you gentlefolk invited to that there shindig?
We're actually folk heroes.
Are you now?
Yeah.
We've saved the town quite a few times.
Are you those folk what went after them cultists I done heard so much about?
Yes, we are.
That's right.
Why do you think they're
Yeah.
making dolls of us?
Well, considering that that's the Diddney store and Milt Diddney tends to do what he pleases, I just think he considered you were such queer folk coming in here looking like animals that he figured he could make money off of you.
Yeah, well, we want our cut of the pie.
Oh,
you know?
so now you're involved, huh?
I'm still not really involved. No, you can actually forget about the Tato doll and just focus on the rest of them.
No, I'm getting all of them.
Because I just don't. But I don't care enough. I don't need to make a cut off of children's toys.
No, but just think of all the fish that you can buy with it.
Tato just looks up and into the corner of his eyes, the upper corner, and he's thinking of in a like a hot tub, but it's filled with fish.
Just think of all the fish you can buy with that cut.
Oh God.
He's in. Let's go.
And like little bit by bit, he gets a big smile on his face, like, oh my God. I could go for some lobster.
You can get lots of lobster.
Okay, Cartman, let's do this.
For future reference, because I saw it on South Park is no longer a valid reason to do things in my game. Just putting that out there.
Hawthorne is specifically after Jared using the authority line.
Yeah, but you know,
Somebody's
you're
cat just got mean.
got memed up.
Now, I cannot guarantee how quickly we can get ourselves a court date. Nor can I guarantee that we will have an impartial or fair judge.
No,
Honest-
you just let me know which one we've got, and I'll make sure he understands his position and all that.
Are you insinuating something, boy?
No. I'm just saying that I'd like to know what we've got so I can prepare ahead of time. You know, you've got to approach each person a bit differently. They've all got different personalities and
I suggest you
ethics and
say
all that.
no. I suggest you say no more, boy, lest you planning on incriminating yourself.
No, nothing like that. Just you know, each one wants to be talked to in a different way, and so
He incriminates.
you don't
himself
talk to
all
the
the time.
fishmonger the same way you talk to the butcher. They've got different things that they
Okay.
told for their good.
Nim is going to quickly bite Zale's tail. I don't care how close I'm getting. I'm shutting him up.
I'm sure you know this, that the more Zale talks, the more you know he's full of bull dookie.
Oh, trust me, son, I'm already wearing boots and it's getting awful high.
Oh, God.
Hawthorne really wants him to Jared to have a taxidermy hobby.
Taxidermy hobby. Oh, God. It's like we just have to mix every stereotype into this guy. Every single one. Just
What,
all of
what
the
kind of
really
conclusion
dumb...
do you want that to be, Zim?
I would say that would be a minor. Just because
So is
it's
he-
a side note, just for fun.
Here, okay, let's do influence again. He's married to his cousin. Yeah, there we go.
As a southerner myself, I personally take offense to that, you rat.
Hey, I said mixing all the dumb stereotypes into him. And that's just one of them.
Well. Well, to be fair, I live in the Ozarks. That's actually a fairly common occurrence.
Yeah. You think maybe some stereotypes are derived from truth, huh?
Well, see, it's kind of a tradition here. You marry your cousin and you open a meth lab. It's just how things are done.
Open a meth lab, cook some moonshine in the Appalachian Mountains.
See, the more you talk about it, the more I think you're from here.
I watched the Moonshiners show. Do you like fish sticks?
I love fish stick.
You
I'm a
like
gay fish.
You like fish sticks in your mouth, huh?
I'm a gay fish.
Yeah, you are.
Yas, queen, blub blub.
All right,
Hawthorne wants
what
to hear you
happens
say authority once.
next? Oh God, he wants you to play Cartman. Who wants to be the Kyle?
Now, it may take me a day or so to find what I'm needing, but I guarantee you, boys, that your case will be seen by the highest authority in the land.
Well, I mean, hopefully not the highest one, because
I'm going to bite his tail again.
what? Am I wrong? No, we don't want the highest. Just reasonably high and all that.
But
Well, I mean, to be fair, the best judges we have are the patrons of the families that deal with the blades. You know, the ruling families here.
Yeah, no, I'm aware, and most of those are fine. Just don't go any higher than them. Is what I'm saying.
As far as I know, them's is the highest ruling here in this here land.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, that's right.
I'm just worried how high the judge is going to be when he walks into the courtroom.
Hey, Drax. Shotguns don't exactly exist here, but there will be a walking staff on the back wall that looks kind of like a 30-06 made out of wood.
He just likes the shape it sings to his heart.
Oh God, no! No, Hawthorne, no! There's reasons that would be a bad idea. He said, "Nah, he's got a minotaur head."
What did you do? I bet that was her husband. No wonder she lusted after me.
None shall see me. Though my battle cry may give me away.
Because who could resist
Hey!
some
We've got
Fine.
another redemption.
seal booty?
I like how squishy I am.
She did too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like when she hugged you, you went. It was.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
Really,
Alright, what's the
Adir?
redemption for him? Oh God.
As he says, somehow I'm imagining that Jared is more laid back and flirty when he's been drinking.
I don't know. Let's get some more booze in him.
And with the charisma of 20, he can potentially seduce any one of you three. Yay!
Let's put more
Guessing
booze
that this
into
is accepted.
Jared.
Shinzi, hey!
Hi.
Hey, sweetie.
You need to go put curses on Zale and Tato.
Why do I need a curse?
'Cause you were being
My
mean.
best friend.
I didn't do anything. I'm helping him in this case.
No, see, I wasn't exactly what you paid me to do. I took you to see the fellow, and he's helping you out.
I even, like, gave 2 platinum pieces for this case, so... You
I'll
can
give up
take
my
that
afternoon's
potatoes and
activities
your
for this
nonsense.
case. I mean, I've given quite a bit to it.
Go ahead, give
Yeah.
me perception checks, guys.
Does it rely on smell or hearing?
Neither.
Oh.
Some of us are busy arguing. We will not notice anything.
Oh my god!
We're all busy arguing.
Yay!
Tato, as you're sitting there listening to Zale and Nim bicker like an old married couple, you look back over to Jared, and you see him wiping his mouth. Looking to his desk, you notice that the level of booze inside the decanter is substantially lower than it once was. As you look up to him, he gives you kind of this weird half smile and a very slow blink. Well, hey, boy. Hey, would you like another drink?
Yes, please. Tato, completely oblivious.
He almost overpours the glass.
Fill Shenzi in, fill me up.
So, quick rundown for Shinzi. Nim is currently trying to, they have just procured the services of a lawyer to sue the gnomes who ran the gift shop for selling the party's likenesses without giving the party any royalties for it. So, in so doing, they happened upon the law offices of Jared T. Blaze-Scale Esquire.
I object to that happening. They'll let them there quite intentionally
And
quite profitably.
And thanks to some donations from the lovely audience,
Very lovely.
Jared T. Blaze-Scale Esquire is a southern gentleman who has taken on their case. Yes, he does have a big white 10-gallon hat. He speaks with a rather pronounced southern accent. Yeah, Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Let's see, what else did we give him? He's in a white 3-piece suit. He is wearing a red bolo tie with gold aglets, and the little clasp on it is a golden dragon head. He is wearing some kind of skin-made boots that have spurs on them. And he's currently half past gone through a decanter of bourbon.
And the belt buckle.
Oh yes, he also has a rather large belt buckle about the size of a large, I guess you could say, teacup saucer. It is a rather gaudy gold.
Oh my.
It is emblazoned with a guy on the back of a bucking griffin waving a lasso in the air. And engraved with the words, "It's bigger in Mulmister."
I missed that part.
Yes.
Rika, you need to
I
write
need a
all this
shirt that
down
says
in the
it's bigger
notes and
in
make it.
Bullbuster.
You gotta write all this down in the notes and make it public for us.
And then along with this, somebody just I don't know if there was any let's make sure to say it's bigger in Mulmister. Yes. Yes, let's. Along with that, I don't know if somebody had actually... No! Someone did drop the influence for that, didn't they?
For what?
That, Jared gets a little...
Tipsy.
Yes.
Flirty when he gets tipsy.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Are you telling me he's flirting with Tato?
Yes.
Oh god! I'm
It's
not
the
even
hair.
lying. It's always the hair. Oh my god.
So first it was a Minotaur, and now it's a Dragonborn. Oh, by the way, just to kind of sell it on the whole gaudy Southern Texan lawyer thing, he is a Dragonborn, but he also has gold scales.
Oh, that's hot.
Oh my god.
So
And a charisma of 20.
yeah.
White and gold are like two of my favorite colors.
I actually had Zim roll for Mr. Blaze Scales stats. I gave him the bonus to charisma and strength.
Stop the kid, please.
I gave him the bonus to charisma and strength like Dragonborn have, and had Zim roll to 6d10. And so he now has a strength of 17, a dex of 17, a constitution of 19, an intelligence of 14, a wisdom of 13, and a charisma of 20.
Good
What
god.
level is this guy?
So yeah, and
Since-
he's a lawful neutral Dragonborn lawyer.
That's the best kind of lawyer, though.
Since Shenzi did bring it up, yes, your donations are very much appreciated. I have some really awful teeth. One is a failed root canal that is getting infected constantly and has another infection coming on already. After the last one, not even a month ago. I've got 4 broken teeth that happen at various times, and dentists are just plain expensive. So yes.
You know, a fifth of whiskey and a ball peen hammer, I can get that fixed for you right quick.
I would accept that at this point.
I was joking, but I've never gotten to hit somebody in the mouth with a hammer before. That I am joking about. Wanting to, not
I was gonna say,
I was
that
gonna
you
say
haven't
you're.
done it?
Anyways,
They call me mistress for a reason. That's it. Just that dark giggle from Shinzi. Yes,
So-
that one.
since we're not doing the ball tonight, could we just say that we kind of did it in between and then go to the court case tonight?
We can definitely. Well, actually, it is going on 7 o'clock. I don't know how much longer I have before I have to actually start watching kids. Nobody has come in here to stop me, so I'm just going to keep going until I'm told to shut up.
Okay, well, what are we gonna do then?
All right, so we can go ahead and doodly-doodly-do over to the court case if you want to.
Yes.
All right, so during the interim, Tato,
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to roll charisma against me, buddy.
Oh no.
Holy shit. Okay.
Can he purposely fail?
I don't think he's gonna have a choice in the matter. How do I make the entire roll viewable for everyone?
Can't. You
You
can
roll
only
a nat
drag
20.
the total onto the chat.
Oh.
But considering we know it's a 20, he's got at least a +5.
Yeah, so I just,
Oh,
I
hey,
just
that
crit
does
rolled
tell
that
us
shit.
how much of a bonus there was, so we know that it was a nat 20, yeah.
Yeah. So, the night before the court case, only Nim and Zale returned to the inn.
What is it with large people who love me? Is it really the hair?
Oh my.
Moving on from this.
Hey guys, I got a new sugar daddy.
You're not here. We don't know you said that.
Nim collects mindless minions. Tato collects lovers, apparently.
They are not mindless.
All right.
Granted, it's only an intelligence score of 6 on the wolf, but still.
District 9 Court. Courthouse 3. Gung gung.
Really need some Ace Attorney music going.
Oh god, yes.
Do it. The VOD will get fucked, but you know what? Do it.
Okay, Zale will make certain that those members of the party who are attending the court case are dressed in their finery.
And play that shiz in the Discord because I want to hear that too.
Everybody want that?
Yes, please.
Okay. We got an hour OST on YouTube, so...
Yes.
Would you
Alright,
like
I'll tell you
Oh
when
crap, I
to
need
tone
to
it
turn this down. Hold on.
in. I'll tell you when to tone it in. As you enter the courtroom, it is, well, you've all seen courtrooms, obviously.
I'm feeling so called out right now.
Tato's never been inside a courtroom. He doesn't know what to expect.
I'm talking about you guys as people, and I'm not talking about because you were there for lascivious reasons.
You don't have to yell at me!
That's too bad, Tato.
Oh.
You and your weird Texan lover can just do whatever.
Texan love. I don't... apparently, I don't even know what happened. What the heck? This isn't Ace Attorney music.
Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright OST complete.
The defendants.
Oh shit, this is Ace Attorney music. It didn't sound like it at first. Sorry.
The defendant. Representing himself. Milt Diddany. Owner of Mulmister's own Diddany store. Current charges. Lack of royalties. Paid to the prosecution for use of likenesses. On prosecution. Being represented by Jared T. Blazescale, Esquire. The party members of Zale Argent, Nim Otar Bonechomp, and Tato insert last name.
Russet.
And Tato Russet.
Seriously?
Yes.
Let's not forget Shenzi Bonechomp.
Shinzi, are you going to be behind the table with them here?
I'm gonna be with my best friend.
Okay. Joining them at the counselor's table is Shinzi Bonechomp, who, according to court records, is friendshipped to Nim Otar Bonechomp. All rise. The respectable Judge Cletus T. Jackson.
Oh god.
Nim will stand up in his chair, just standing on the chair.
As everyone in the courtroom stands,
Can you describe the judge, please?
a rather rotund-looking goblin saunters in.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, so if you missed my saying, Zale made certain that the entire party is wearing formal attire.
Yes.
And not dance formal, we're talking nice business
Correct.
formal.
Correct.
Which is not a black suit, it's more decorative robes and such. But yes.
Thank you for dressing me, Zale.
The judge steps towards the center of the bench, and you see that he's wearing the black robes of a judge, but he also has the white powdered wig.
Tato cannot.
Resist the urge. Resist the urge.
Tato swallows his laughter like it was a hard swallow.
The small beady eyes on either side of the rather bulbous goblin nose peer about the courtroom. You may sit down.
That is way too deep a voice for a goblin.
He is a large, rotund goblin.
Fine. I will sit in the chair.
Now, court is now in session. I will be hearing the case of copyright infringement, as stated in the affidavit provided to me by Jared T. Blaze-Scale Esquire. Is this correct? Jared stands up from his chair and grips the lapels of his jacket and gives it a slight tug. Indubitably, Your Honor. I intend to show, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that my clients here have been denied basic rights of copyright to their own likenesses within the walls of Mulminster City.
What?
As such, we will be attempting to gain reparations from one Milton Diddeny for back royalties and future royalties on the sale of all plush dolls made in the likeness of this here party.
So now we're going to have the next hour or so of Rika basically talking and arguing with herself.
This is
Not,
Yes! Yes!
not necessarily.
I'm not the only crazy one here anymore.
Oh, it won't just be me. Don't you worry your sweet little head.
I'll be right back. I just need a drink.
And so do the rest of us. With
The
that,
chat-
the judge...
The chat is asking whether Tato walked into the courtroom all funny.
Oh no, Tato is a seal. Seals are slick in all the right places. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my god.
I heard the facepalm.
Did not see that answer.
The judge turns and stares down his little tiny penny spectacles at Milton Dignity. The gnome gets up from his chair and is actually shorter when he does so. You see him take off his little hat and hold it to his chest. Now, Judge.
Tato couldn't hold it in anymore.
He looks over to the Milton Dignity looks over to the other table. The judge
I'm sorry.
stares back over.
I'm sorry. Continue. Look, I'm sorry.
Mr. Blaze-Scale, if you cannot handle your client, I will be forced to ask to have him removed from my courtroom. Is this understood, sir?
Rika,
Yes?
something to possibly help you. Hawthorne would
Yes.
like to actually play Jared. And I know he can do a southern accent.
In future games, possibly, but I'm having an awful lot of fun doing this myself.
That works.
Alright. So in future games, Hawthorne, you may be called upon to voice our very own Jared T. Blaze-Scale Esquire. Alright, Jared gives a slight nod to the judge. I will do as I can, sir. I will attempt to stifle, and he glares over at Tato, my clients. With that, the judge turns back to Milton. Please proceed. Yes, as you see,
I have been a citizen of Mulvester most of my life. My family traveled here from afar, and upon taking residence here, decided to start our own store. Now,
Tato's
upon
crying.
doing so, it was understood that we would have free reign to sell what goods and wares my family created. Is this not correct?
The judge kind of harumps. I have not seen such ruling in Mulvester, though if it was made with the blessing of the blades, I suppose that's true. With that, I would like to allow opening arguments for both the defense and the prosecution. We will proceed with the defense first. Have you prepared a statement, Milton?
Indeed I have, Your Honor.
He takes a quick drink from one of the glasses on the table.
Jury members of Mulvester, I have lived in this town for going on 5 decades, possibly more. Folks around here have taken to calling me Uncle Milt, as many of you know. I have not had a single complaint about my store or its wares in the 5 decades I've lived here. Shortly after, these hooligans rolled into town,
And at the mention of hooligans, Jared stands up. I object to that, Your Honor! On what grounds? Milton Diddemy does not know the character of my clients. He is forcing eccentricities upon them that he has no basis for.
He's not wrong.
Sustained? Please. Do not attempt to assume the character of the prosecution.
I apologize, Your Honor.
I will continue.
This group claims to have been the saviors of Mulvester. Claims that I've used their likeness against their will. However, I do have paperwork indicating that they themselves purchased these items, and only upon completion of sale did they ever complain.
And with that, he walks up to the judge, and he kind of has to hop to do it, but he places a small stack of papers on top of the desk. May I see those?
Oh, of course you may. I've made copies in triplicate.
There is an audible, breathy gasp from everyone in the gallery. Just
Except for Kato, who's chuckling. Now, I'm gonna have to tell you reason why I'm laughing. You're sabotaging your own case.
Milton provides the receipts of purchase, not only from the gift shop there in Mulvester, but also from the previous gift shop. Oh, I love that this music chimed in just then.
Take that!
Jared takes the papers, rifles through them. He looks over at Zim. Have you purchased these before?
I have, for the purposes of gathering evidence of this treachery towards us.
I feel we may be able to use that. We'll wait for him to put his foot in his mouth.
He already sabotaged his own case, so...
Oh, I disagree, sir. By showing that you have made prior purchases without nary a complaint until this point, it could be argued that you only became angry about the, let's call it, gains from the sale of these items when you saw how much they were worth?
Nah, we were too busy fighting things.
We were preoccupied saving the town to actually concern ourselves with this too much. But yes, I did buy them for purposes of evidence.
And when we say saving the town, we mean this objectively saving the town, because the people who we fought against were planning on setting everything on fire.
You mean literally?
Yeah, literally on fire. Like
I will-
flames.
I will see what I can do. Just hold tight.
Yep.
With that, Milton Diddany retakes his seat, a rather smug look on his face. As oh yeah, perfect music. Jared stands once more, and with a confidence that can only be exuded by one of his caliber, strides to the center of the courtroom. Now, I may be but a humble dragonborn from the southern regions, but I know injustice when I see it. My clients have been placed on display as children's toys within the confines of the Diddany store, owned by one Milton Diddany. As such, considering the nature of my clientele, i.e. the people who have saved this town on multiple occasions,
I object, Your Honor!
on what grounds?
I've never seen them save a soul! They've simply left town and returned, telling stories of victory!
Counsel, is this true?
Your Honor, if I may speak?
The fat goblin kind of adjusts the small spectacles. Why is there a dog in my courtroom?
I am actually a member of this party. One of those saviors of Mole Master.
This is most peculiar.
This is your primary plaintiff.
Did you
Your
just say
Honor.
this is mashed potatoes?
most peculiar. He has
I don't
rather
know why
he has
does
rather
someone
heavy
like mashed
jowls.
potatoes.
He has rather heavy jowls, so it very well could have sounded that way. This is most peculiar. Please, my boy.
I do apologize.
Speak.
I do apologize for my appearance. I mean, I was chosen by Salune herself to save the world as a whole.
With that, Jared turns around and gives a quick cut motion across his throat. Don't speak religion in the courtroom, boy.
If we did not go save the town, why would we be worth anything to them to sell our likeness in the first place?
If I may rebut, sir.
You have a counter argument to this?
That I do. Being that the clients of my council are such odd folk, considering we've not had their kind in our town before, the members of the town find them an oddity. Oddities sell, Your Honor.
This is very true. What have you to say, Jared? Well, personally, I must confess I've not seen any evidence that they have been anywhere and back, much less they vanquished anyone.
Hey guys, did we save the Medusa's head? Did any of us cut that off?
Did.
I would like to point out that currently not only do you have the Medusa's head, you also have the orb and the sword.
You're not wrong. And the chalice and the painting.
We can't pull out the orb though, because there's probably one of those mages here.
Yeah, we're
No,
not
they'll
supposed to have
have-
it.
The
Jared
documents
comes
given
back
them
to the
by
table.
the king.
Jared comes back to the table and leans over it. Tell me you boys have something that I can see of.
Zale actually does, I believe.
So does Tato.
He
if you
has
count
the
the
letters
spear.
to and from King Lorne. Iron?
King
Eorn. Eorn. Sorry, it looked like an L. I've got these things what that dwarf person gave us if they're any help. Also, there's a big painting back in my my abode.
Brilliant. These,
Oh, I can't
these
get
ought to
rid of.
work just fine. With that, he takes the letters.
Oh, and I've also got this your certificate for 3 months lodging at this lovely inn with another grand fighting pit, if that'll help at all.
We may come to that later. Give
So
me a
noted.
second. With that, he slams his hand on the desk, causing a great thwap. Hold it! I have in my hand letters from one Eon Ludwatizar, patron and king of the Stone Dwarves. A gasp shakes through the crowd. How did they come to get this? It is my understanding, upon reading said documents, that they traversed their way into the mountains and indeed saved the Lugwakazar dwarves from one Medusa and her ilk. I would like to put this into evidence as Exhibit A.
Who's holding the Medusa head?
And he gives the letters to the judge.
Can we just have it for this? Like, we pass it off to the lawyer. Here's Exhibit B. Don't look directly into its eyes.
You know, technically that could be considered a weapon.
I was going to say, I don't think we'd bring that. It's also rotten by now, just saying.
Oh.
Oh. That explains.
Yes, that is a good point, In. The audience is on the party's side. If you want to see this go the party's way in spectacular fashion, drop those bits and let us know. Or
I just want it to be silly as possible. This is silly, and I love it.
if you would like to see the defense get the upper hand, you can also use your bits for that.
Oh man, if we lost, that would be great too. I don't care either way.
This is
Nim?
preposterous!
I would like to point out that Nim would be very sad if we lost, and I'm sure Shenzi would also be very sad because Nim is sad.
Okay, but you gotta understand, every bit of this is hysterical to me, and the only reason I'm even involved. Tato is saying this out loud, by the way, is because I wanted to see how this played out. I am having such a good time.
There is no
You ever
plush
hear
of Jared.
somebody- Wait, we haven't checked if there's a plush of Jared.
Dragonborn are actually common occurrences among the realms, as they are a well-noted race. The particular anthropomorphic species that makes up the party is not seen all that often, if at all. So that's what makes the party an oddity. Milton Didney leaps up onto his chair.
This is preposterous! I've never seen them do a thing heroic! In fact, the only thing I've seen them do is take the things I make and that third-toothed one chewed one apart!
Okay, he would not have seen that.
Objection, sir! On what grounds? He is again assuming the character of my clientele. Sustained! Please, Mr. Diddy, no more outbursts like that. With a harumph, Milton Diddy plops back down into his chair. Now, I would like to ask some questions of the defense, if His Honor would be so inclined to allow for it. It's an odd request, to be certain, but not unheard of. Please, ask a question. Very well, sir. Mr. Diddony, or should I say, Uncle Milton?
Tato's like biting on his finger so hard that it's actually bleeding a little bit. Ow.
You say you've been in business in Mulmister for 5 decades, correct?
That's correct.
In those 5 decades, have you made other such trinkets that depicted those of another race?
We've made plenty.
How common were those races among the ones that you know of here in Mulmister?
Well, to be fair, there's small dolls and wooden soldiers of just about any race you can find here in Mulmister.
I see. So, it wouldn't be too difficult to say that this happens often, correct?
That is correct. Only we've never had their kind in town before. The toys modeled after them sold like hotcakes.
Oh, indeed they did. As the receipts have shown here. Now then, would it be safe to say that the Diddony store has made quite a pretty penny off of these trinkets?
Oh, why yes, they're quite profitable, especially with the young people.
So, what you're saying is that you've been selling the likenesses of my clients to children?
I object to that statement!
On what grounds?
It makes me look bad!
At this point, Tato, like...
Of my laughing, I'd like to point out, is out of character. Nim would not be laughing at this, but...
Tato has now lost his nerve. He is laughing again for at least a solid 30 seconds. Okay.
Now,
How much of the audience, and by audience, I mean audience of the court, is laughing along?
you can hear snickers behind you, but you can't really make out who's doing it.
I figured there'd be like an uproar of laughter.
If you look behind you, you'll see some of the people in the gallery kind of covering their faces. One woman's using a hanky, making it look like she's wiping her nose, but her shoulders are bouncing up and down.
I have.
Now then!
I have something to say to him.
Oh yes, what is it?
Well, you see, the problem isn't that you're selling someone of a king seal race like mine, or a race like Nim, or a race like Shenzi, but you're using our direct likeness. And you didn't even ask us.
You can't prove that!
Yeah, I can. Who has the tail?
Weasels! Weasels with 100 bits, down with the diddlers!
I'd like to get Exhibit
Thank you.
B. Can somebody hand me Exhibit B, which is the Tato doll?
I will pull out
believe
one
that.
of my Tato dolls for him. Yes.
Alright, here's the
One
thing.
of the non-chewed
Just-
ones.
Just a
how my-
second. Just a second, Tato. Let me see that.
Yeah, he hands it over to the lawyer, to, I forget his name already, Jared.
Really? You slept with him and forgot his name.
I have! An impaired memory, IRL. Okay? That was an effect.
All right.
I guess
Okay,
that's why
fair
they
enough.
like him. No strings attached at all.
Yeah, really none.
It's more a natural defense than anything else. Jared approaches the judge with the doll. I would like to enter Exhibit B, Your Honor. One of these toys that Milton Diddeny created for his shop. I believe you will find that it is an excellent craftsmanship, a fine nod to the artifice who made it. However, in so doing that it is a profound likeness, it resembles none other than my client right here.
You see the dyed dreads? Like, who does that? Only 2 people do that, and one of them is my grandma.
I would like to inject here. Hawthorne has redeemed an ethereal influence for that, what I posted in the chat.
Okay, excellent. While the judge is examining the doll, Jared has returned to the council table and is looking over the receipts. Milton Diddeny has gotten up from the table and moved to the center of the courtroom with his hands behind his back.
Yes, they are done in the likeness of the party, I will admit. However, this is not a matter of copyright as they so claim.
And how do you propose that's true?
So you see, if I were to do one in the true likeness of the party members, it would have been the proper height, the proper build. In fact, these are simple facsimiles, recreations, if you will. If these were true copyright infringement, it would mean it would have to be their likeness in every way, shape, and form, including size. These obviously are not.
He smiles to himself with righteous indignation. Hold it, Your Honor! And Jared holds up one of the receipts. Mr. Diddeny, I do believe that I have found a chink in your ironclad defense, sir.
It wasn't even that good of a defense.
You hush, boy.
Okay. Yes, sugar daddy. Yes, sugar daddy.
You see the scales on his cheeks slowly turn a slight red. He kind of coughs and straightens his bolo tie.
Tato just starts giggling up again.
Your Honor, upon the receipts given to you by one Milton Diddeny, I have found a grave error, sir.
How dare you, sir? All records are immaculate. We have never had one inconsistency. Never!
Oh, is that so, sir? Then do tell me why this here receipt shows a date of purchase 3 days prior to the actual purchase. Throughout the gallery, you can hear a
Take
That's
that!
impossible! Take that! That's impossible! It's not true! Let me see that!
Wait, what?
He swipes the receipt from Jared's hand and looks it over.
No, this is impossible! I'll kill him! I'll murder that son of mine!
I'm sorry, are you confessing to something, sir?
This doesn't mean anything! Those dolls were purchased by the party! They were paid force to them being in their likeness.
Oh, so you admit they are in the party's likeness?
He admitted that a while ago.
Ah, but he tried to argue against it.
Ah.
Yes, this music.
That's not.
With a slightly self-serving grin, Jared places his hands and clasps them behind his back and rocks onto his toes slightly and back down. So you see, Your Honor, not only has the defendant admitted that he created the dolls in the party's likeness, but in fact kept imperfect records regarding their sale. Now, I'm not one to presume, but one could say that would be the basis for possibly defrauding the owners of said likenesses.
That's not true! You're lying!
And furthermore, not only would that mean that my clients are the sole owners of their likenesses, but are indeed entitled to a share of the profits, befitting one who owns said copyright.
No! That's not true! I own them!
And
Owns
once
us.
again, should Mr. Dignity
Oh, yeah!
decide to continue selling these dolls in his store, my clients should be heretofore given 30% of all profits garnered from the sale of their likenesses. That's very true, Nim.
Remembering that would have been made this so much easier.
Oh, don't worry, it's coming.
Okay.
The gnome, his face has turned beet red as he's just gotten angrier and angrier.
And this makes Tato's face go beet red as he just bursts out laughing again.
The judge leans over. The judge leans over the bench and points the Tato doll at Milton Finney.
He's like
No.
a cherry.
Mr. Diddity, you have used their likeness in an improper manner, with neither consulting them nor offering them a cut of the purchases of their likenesses. What have you to say?
It's untrue! I created these for the sole purpose of my stores! The idea, the artifice, indeed, even the magics within them are from my shop! You cannot prove otherwise!
Yes.
Yeah.
Go take a shot.
Okay. Magics, you say? And what kind of magics?
Magics, Your Honor?
Yes. Oh, I heard it too, boy. You said these toys have magic within them. I believe that's what I heard. Your Honor, I believe that's what I heard too.
Isn't magic illegal?
You had nothing!
And with that, Milton Diddany dashes across the courtroom, leaps up and grabs the Tato doll. As he does, the doll gives a raucous, high-pitched laugh. Reminiscent of one Tato Russet.
Hey, that's my laugh!
No! No, you accursing doll!
He begins punching the doll. Attempting to get it to stop.
I'm so glad I got out of bed today!
And all that the punching manages to do is continually activate the voice box,
So,
causing it to cycle through at least 6 different unique quotes. all of which are definitely within the voice of Tato Russet.
Wait, how did you even get recordings of these?
He looks over at the bench and points his finger at Tato. This is your fault! I blame you! And he throws the doll at Tato.
Wait, answer my question. How did you get recordings of these?
My methods are none of your concern!
What?
Have you been spying on us?
Yes, I know.
I've done no such thing!
Have you had somebody spy on us?
I'm not
for you?
answering your questions, mammal!
You're a mammal too.
My word, Judge, I do believe the defendant just racially profiled my client.
He called me a mammal, Beaumont. That hurts my. It doesn't really. I'm not pressing charges for that. I think this is funny.
The judge havrumps and kind of adjusts himself in his seat. This is quite the outblast, Mr. Dittany. You were an outstanding citizen of the Momaster people. Upon looking through the evidence and your obsequience at having used such rhetoric in my courtroom, I have no choice. I hereby honor the case against Milton Dittany in favor of the prosecution. You will give unto them 30% of all sales of the dolls made in their image. You shall acquire and give them that payment within 1 month's time, or a lien shall be placed against your company. That is my final ruling. This case is settled.
Nice. I'm surprised he didn't ask what we wanted to use the money for.
And he smacks his large gavel against the desk, creating a loud crack, crack, crack throughout the courtroom. Milton Dittany begins running towards the council table. You've ruined me! I will end you all!
We only asked for 30%. That's
Tato's
it.
like,
As he makes it about halfway across the courtroom, bailiff, restrain him! Don't worry, Your Honor, I got this one. Jared inhales very deeply, and with a mighty crystal blue shards fly from his mouth. Within seconds, the frozen body of one Milton Dittany clatters to the floor. I believe you'll find your new prisoner well handled, sir.
Vel will lean over to Nim and Tato. Say, I told you he was the best.
Okay, fine. You know what? Come here, Zale. And then Tato kisses Zale full on the mouth. That's clearly what he wanted.
It's disgusting.
Oh, damn.
Oh wow! Hey, Shudzy, they're
Is that how you
consuming
get attention?
they're consuming their marriage.
They're consuming their marriage too.
From behind you in the gallery, you can hear people. And one person out of the crowd. Look, an interracial kiss. Aww.
Hey, snoodle boops are platonic.
The judge stands. You realize I am also a paid minister.
I just did it to make him really uncomfortable, Your Honor. It's okay. It wasn't a
Oh my
gig.
god.
Oh, well, very well, but honestly, I've seen marriages happen for worse situations.
Hey, Zale, want to be my best friend forever? My other best friend forever?
Woohoo! Now we're getting saucy.
Him will give a very sharp, jealous look at Zale.
Guys, do you have any more invites to that ball?
Are you going to try to get Jared T. Blaze-Scale Esquire into the party?
Yes!
Depends on how many people show up. Again, I will be gone, so, I mean...
Okay,
I think we'll try to get Zale in anyway. I'll talk with you about that later, Rika.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, you guys are going to be absolutely flush. I'm going to go ahead and press out the party, the actual birthday party. It will not be for another 3 weeks' time. That's in-game, not IRL.
Wait, what? Right,
yes.
the ball.
Yes. However, during those 3 weeks... Yeah, thank you, child. During those 3 weeks, the guards of Mulemaster were forced to seize assets from the Milton Dignity Corporation. And they were able to acquire the payment that the party so rightfully deserved. When you return to the inn, you are met with a messenger. The messenger informs you that they have collected your payment and are delivering it to you. They ask Nim specifically for receipt of the money.
All right.
They hold out a small pamphlet and ask for your signature.
Do you have some ink?
There is a small ink pad next to it.
All right, I will put my paw in the ink and then put it on the paper.
Tato presses his snoot into the ink.
No.
Going to make an
No.
attack roll on this.
It's a very small ink pad, so he would just have to put his paw on it and stamp the.
Yeah,
the,
but I want,
ledger.
I want you to use your snoot. Do it. Use your snoot.
Fine.
Yay!
Boop, boop.
I'll
dog's-
even clean it.
You know, a dog's nose prints are just as unique as fingerprints, so that would work.
Yes.
I will ask them. In the future, please have these delivered to the future payments delivered to Jared, please. Since we may go out of time.
You don't understand, sir. This is the entire payment.
Oh, are they not selling it anymore?
They have pulled all stock from the shelves.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's a
I thought
shame,
it-
but at least we got some. Like he said, they sold like hotcakes.
You're about to learn just how prolific this was.
Ooh.
Not only were these being sold in Mulmister, they were being sold in regions and cities across the 9 realms. When you open the bag and empty its contents, you will need to do so on a rather large table or bed.
We'll do a bed.
As you heft the bag, it feels incredibly heavy, and it clinks with coin.
Okay. How much?
Upon emptying the bag onto the bed, it takes you roughly 2.5 hours to count all the coin. In all
Shenzi and I will do it. Zale will be nowhere near it.
Tato can too. I'm trustworthy with
Okay,
coin.
Tato can as well.
I'm not gonna steal from you. Jesus, I don't even need coin that much.
In all total,
30% of all profits from the Fists of Furry line of plushie dolls. The party is now in possession of 80,000 platinum.
What the?
Wow.
We'll recommend reinvesting this to restart the line, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if they were selling that well and we've now got intellectual rights to it and all that, I'll clear it with Jared first to see if we owe them anything for
We'll clear it with
the
Jared.
design and all that. But
Yeah.
I reckon we could make quite a bit of long-term investment after this. I've got some people I could put you in contact with for it as well, so...
That'll be a good income, yeah.
4 services rendered for the winning of the case. Jared T. Blaze Scale Esquire has billed the party for 10% of the take,
Yeah.
Happily.
which is not much.
8,000.
So the party now has 72,000 platinum.
I have added that to Shrek.
All right, we need to put that in a bank.
We need to put it. Yeah, I was gonna say we need to put it somewhere safe because we're gonna be a big shiny target.
Yeah, we are.
News has already spread across Molemaster of you winning the
Settlement.
winning the case, and with the people of Molemaster knowing just how prolific the Dittany Corporation was, pretty much everyone knows that you're millionaires now. In fact, you have had non-stop requests for investment coming in from just about everywhere.
Well, now we keep...
How did it go around that fast? They don't have TV. Shit still gotta go the slow way.
Yeah, but it was a really prolific case with a lot of laughter. It was
Within,
like the silliest case in Molemaster.
while Molemaster may be a large city, the city has many mouths and more ears.
Yeah.
The word spreads fast.
We should donate like 20% of this to the town of Molemaster to feed the needy.
No,
Hey,
no,
heroes helping.
I want you to realise just how much of that 20% would be taken by excise taxes and the lining of pockets for individuals. 2% might make it.
Make it.
Honestly, you do a better job spending it all on bread and spending it about the docks. You'd
Make
feed
it
more
10%.
people.
Listen,
We can buy...
we gotta donate some of it, okay?
We can buy and run a homeless shelter.
Okay.
You know what? You very well could, and it could be well stocked. You could take very good care of the homeless there in Molemaster.
Yeah, let's do it.
And of course, we should also get an orphanage, you know, just...
So we can burn it down
help
later.
out.
I mean, they're handy to have spares.
All right, so let's say in order to not only set up the homeless shelter but also the orphanage, that is going to cost somewhere in the vicinity of 500 platinum for each building.
Cool.
So that's 1,000 platinum there.
I'm going to do 1,000 each, just to
Okay.
make sure they're especially well stocked. And for the future, you know. What I would say we do, keep Jared on, you know, whatever you call that thing. Retainer. And let him help us invest it.
Or he can find us a good accountant.
All
That too.
said and done, to provide clothing, beds, food, and staff for the homeless shelter as well as the orphanage, plus the buildings and properties, I'm going to say that that's going to cost a total of 2,500 platinum. But that takes care of everything. It then becomes self-sustaining after.
Yay! Let's do it.
All right, we're down to 69. How much was it? Huh?
You'd be at 69.5.
69.5. Okay.
That's great.
All right.
See,
And
we're helping.
What if we put some platinum into some schools or something?
I figured
Well,
the
that's
orphanage would
Girls
have a school
in
in
Alaska.
it.
Right, no,
Yeah.
that's totally a thing.
all
Hey,
right,
I have
so
an idea.
Let the
Let's
part-
run for office. Let's be politicians, guys.
Well, I mean, technically, with what you've got, you could probably buy yourself a title of some sort, but...
Tato's
pretty
gotta
much
be
got-
the face of it because of his pretty hair.
Yeah. And because
Alright.
I came up with the idea.
all right. So, well,
Stop.
unfortunately, I do need to get going. It is 8 o'clock, so we're only stopping an hour shy. So we did get a whole lot done.
Yeah,
It was a blast.
that was
So-
hysterical.
The party won their case. Jared T. Blaze-Scale Esquire is now on retainer for the party. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the list of things that go on here.
Also, the chat has requested that he be a monk.
Oh no, he's his own class. He is lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's actually a bard class that would fit very well in
Yeah.
a Pathfinder, but not
Yeah.
for 5e.
Wow,
There
Hawthorne.
is a College of Bard, though, that might work well.
Orphanage for orphan assassins.
I was not thinking that, no.
You can't prove it.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us for this quite hilarious adventure. Thank you, Rika, for running it. I enjoyed it this evening.
You're very welcome. The best part was, and I would like to point this out to everybody listening, all of the dialogue that you heard between the judge, Jared, and Milton Didney was all off the cuff. I had nothing written down, and I didn't even know we were going to be doing this. So, yeah. Just
How
wanted to
did
let
you
know.
not know? I made it very clear during our last session that I would be suing them.
Oh no, you made it very clear. I just did not know that we'd be doing that tonight.
This was expected to be a thing down the line, maybe
Yes.
after the next book, or the current book.
So if you like what I'm able to do, and you want to see more of it, I do have a second D&D live session that I play usually on Thursdays when my internet isn't being a bitch and there's not storms in Missouri. It starts at 7, it ends at 9. It's much shorter than Fists of Furry, but it is a completely different party. If you'd like to check that out, you can always check out our channel over at twitch.tv/random encounters. For those of you over in the Random Encounters Tavern, if you like what's going down over in Fists of Furry on Razim's channel, I encourage you to follow him as well. Twitch.tv/raw_Zim. Zim, take it away, buddy.
Yes, if you enjoyed it, please remember to follow. If you can, also subscribe. It does help a lot and goes a long way to making sure we can continue bringing you this content. We do also have a Patreon at patreon.com/ZGFgaming. If you want to go check us out there and maybe support, we'd really appreciate it. I'd really appreciate it, at least. You do get Z coins for that, which you can use to influence future games. And we do also, on my channel, I have a Tuesday group that's a bit more serious. Right now, we are a party of all kobolds fighting in a giant mech. We're going to kill Yggdrasil.
Right, quite a bit more serious.
There you go.
We're kobolds. There's
There's
only so much seriousness they can have.
All right,
So
so
flying giant lizards.
that's true. With that, I want to give a big thank you to everybody who's watched the stream, both on Zim's channel and Random Encounters. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. We actually talked